My English 4 literary term project from Mr. Becker. First literary term we have on the list is a flat character. This personality does not change. From the very beginning to the very end, the character went through no changes. They have 1 or 2 traits that can describe them. Usually you can tell who the same person was from the beginning to the end. No matter what happened to them, they're still the same. In the Iliad, I go with Priam. I mean, in the very beginning, he wanted peace. He wanted no war or anything. And even after Achilles killed his son Hector, he still wanted peace. And he was respectful to Achilles. So I think Priam definitely does that. For Dante's Inferno, I went with Virgil. There wasn't really much with Virgil. His emotions never really seemed to be described. From the beginning to the end, he kind of had the same thoughts. He never was surprised. He kind of just stayed the same. And in Hamlet, I go with Claudius. From the beginning, all he wanted was power. He was willing to kill his own brother. Towards the end, when he was given up, everyone found out what he did, he was still willing to go kill his nephew and his now wife and old sister-in-law. So I would definitely go with Claudius. Next character on our list is a round character. This character does go through change. You will notice from the very beginning to the end of the story, the character had some dramatic event happen to them, and their personality is different from the beginning. I go with Agamemnon for the Iliad. The reason for it being, in the beginning, he didn't like Achilles, just thought he was a hotshot, didn't think too confident, too cocky. Then towards the end, he kind of had a respect for Achilles, and he kind of, not liked him, but in a way, got better with him. He realized Achilles is the real deal. So, for Dante's Inferno, I don't really have anyone there, because no characters went through change. Virgil and Dante throughout the entire thing were the same. So, I'd probably go with people being tortured. It seems like they're going to go through a lot. Yeah. In Hamlet, I have Ophelia. She started off normal, sane, perfectly good functioning woman, and then towards the end just crazy, as she eventually killed herself. Yeah. The next character on our list is Static. This character is almost the exact same as a flat. They really don't go through much change, but they're not necessarily a main character, they're more so a side character. Iliad, I have Paris. He's kind of like a side character to Hector. Doesn't go through any change really, he just kind of stays neutral throughout the whole thing. Not really mentioned too much. In Dante's Inferno, I have Virgil. He doesn't go through any change. He's a side character. He helps out Dante the entire time. And for Hamlet, I have Gertrude. Gertrude can be considered a main character to some people, but I don't think she was in enough of the play to be considered to. And she didn't really go through much change. I mean, even after her husband died, she was happy. Towards the very ending, she was happy. She never really, until she was poisoned, seemed unhappy. Next literary term is now we're moving on to protagonists. In the Iliad, I have Hector and Achilles. This all depends. If you were for the Trojans, then obviously your protagonist was Hector. But if you were for the Greece, then of course it was Achilles. It really depends. Dante's Inferno, well, Dante's the protagonist. He never said he did anything bad. He said he didn't deserve to go to hell. He said he was a good guy his whole life, so he doesn't deserve to be there. And for Hamlet, I have Hamlet himself, the son. Because the entire time he was good, he just tried to rat out a man who killed his father. I mean, I think anyone would do the same. Next literary term is antagonist. In the Iliad, I have Hector and Achilles again, whichever side you want. Dante, there wasn't an antagonist throughout the entire thing. No one really gave Dante a problem, but since they're in hell, it must be Satan. So, and for Hamlet, it's without a doubt Claudius. From the very beginning to the end, he was the only character that actually did anything wrong. I mean, Polonius eavesdropped, but he wasn't killing anyone. Next literary term is irony. That's saying something to mean the opposite of the actual meaning. In Iliad, I have Patroclus wearing Achilles' armor when he fought Hector. Hector thought it was Achilles, so that's why he fought him. If he actually knew it was Patroclus, he would have never fought him. For Dante's Inferno, I have the devil's face forming a trinity. It's kind of funny because there's the Holy Spirit, God, and all that, so that makes it three, and then the three devil faces kind of goes hand in hand. And then for Hamlet, I have to be or not to be, because they're talking about suicide. Metaphor. That's the next one. It is something being said to represent another meaning. In the Iliad, I have the part where Achilles is about to fight Hector, and just after Athena just talked Hector into fighting Achilles, Hector calls out and he tries to stop the fight with Achilles. He doesn't want to anymore. Achilles calls back, do lion and men make peace treaties? Do wolves not eat the lamb? So Achilles knew he was going to kill Hector. That was happening. In Dante's Inferno, I have the lustful in the tornado. Tornado kind of represents what they did throughout their whole life. They were lost out of control. They didn't have a grip on anything. So now in hell, they had the same things going. The tornado represents what their life was like. And for Hamlet, I have, once again, to be or not to be. This metaphor could mean anything. Just to go away from the castle, to die, to sleep. It can mean a variety of things. The last literary term I have on my list is illusion. This is a casual reference, something that's hinted at but not necessarily focused on. It's more of like secretively put in there as a fun like Easter egg type thing. In Iliad, in Dante, they actually share one, and it's Minos. In Iliad, he's a king, but in Dante's Inferno, he's no longer a king. He's actually just a regular guy. And once again, Dante and Hamlet also shares one as well in Virgil. In Dante, Virgil is one of the main characters who helps Dante throughout the entire thing. But in Hamlet, they refer to the Aeneid, which is one of the books that Virgil wrote. So they refer to all the characters in all three books, ironically. And that is my video. Hope you enjoyed it.